Hey there, and welcome to the Transparently Jordan podcast, where I'll be talking with a new guest each week, and we'll be covering topics in health, fitness, lifestyle, and so much more. So stick around and let's get into today's episode.
This is Radiant Voices Media.
What is going on, everybody, and welcome to another solo episode, and welcome back to the Mind Body Blueprint. Once again, just like the last episode of the Mind Body Blueprint, these are going to be short little episodes that I'm going to be posting just with me talking about a certain topic. So today I want to first mention that out in July, I am going to be releasing a brand new journal. This journal is called the To Be Seen Journal. I have been kind of practicing journaling myself over the last few years, and I haven't really personally found a journal that I like myself. I have liked different parts of journals, but I think what my podcast has taught me is that vulnerability is quite important and quite key. So, the focus of this journal that I'm releasing is getting people to spend 5 minutes every day and just opening up and getting vulnerable. So, what I thought I'd like to do today is just go through a topic or go through one exercise that is already going to be included in the journal, and that is about fear. Of course, we are all used to fear. Fear is quite important, it's what keeps us safe, but I think fear can also be a hindrance, whether it be fear of failure, fear of certain things in your life, fear of standing out, fear of embarrassment. It can all be quite detrimental to your goals. And I just want to talk about an exercise that is included in the journal, and that is kind of listing out a fear that you have and explaining why you have that fear and how that fear makes you feel, I guess. So, I just want to talk about kind of an intrusive thought that I've had and that I think a lot of people might have in this day and age, especially around my age. I, in a month, am going to be 30 years old, and I never really thought that I would be at the point that I am in life. I currently am, again, going to be 30. I am single, I don't have a partner, and I am just checking off goals in my life, but I'm kind of reaching the finish line to these goals and celebrating by myself and not having anybody to celebrate these successes with. And I often have this fear that this is it. I'm going to be continuing to experience these things by myself. And it's not a good thought. It doesn't feel good. I am very happy when I reach these successes. For example, when I finished my triathlon I did a month ago, I worked so hard to train for it. I had to sacrifice a lot. And I remember reaching the finish line and then walking through the athlete village, having my hydration, and just looking around, seeing people hugging their partners and experiencing this success with a loved one. And I didn't have that. I was kind of by myself. And it sucked, really. It kind of is a leaves a sour taste in your mouth when you reach this success and you have nobody to celebrate it with. And a thought that goes through, or thoughts that go through my mind is that it's my fault. I should stop focusing on these goals. I should stop putting these goals at the forefront. I should stop training for an Ironman. I should stop this and that and spending more time finding a partner and putting myself out there. And it just spirals out of control. And those, like just me talking about it, it's spiraling. And that's essentially what goes through my head. It's just this spiral and this loop of it's my fault. And it's a hard thing because I don't know who to put the blame on. I don't think there is anybody to put the blame on. But I guess a fear, or like I was saying, one big fear that I have is going through life and continuing to experience these successes but have nobody to celebrate with. I, of course, right now I'm training for an Ironman or a half Ironman in November, and it kind of scares me. Me reaching the finish line and having worked so hard all year, being in a different state, but not being able to celebrate that with anybody. And that might sound stupid, but it's how I feel. And I think it's how a lot of people in my position feel. It really sucks. And I think having family and having friends is quite important, but it's a bit different having a partner to celebrate these successes with versus asking a friend to come out to the event or whatnot. So I guess it makes me feel scared. That fear, it makes me a bit unhappy. Of course, it's a fearful feeling, but it it kind of leaves this sour taste in my mouth thinking about reaching these goals and looking around and having no partner or nobody to celebrate the goal with. It again, it makes me feel a little bit anxious, and it it doesn't really feel great. So, yeah, that is essentially just an example of something that's going to be in the journal. I spent a little bit more than 5 minutes on it, but um I really want this journal to be allow people to open up. And I know that this journal isn't going to change anybody's life. I'm it's not it's not intended to be I'm not trying to be a therapist or anything like that, but I think being able to spend 5 minutes every day really deeply thinking about these vulnerable thoughts and about these things that constantly go throughout our mind hopefully will allow some people to just realize a pattern or make changes or get started on changes in their life to improve. And me myself being somebody who is really big into self improvement and really trying to improve myself, especially through these last few years, last few months, I find myself these exercises quite helpful. I've spent the last 6 months trying to really hone down on 30 exercises that I think would be the best for people to just get vulnerable. And the journal's not going to be out for another 6 months because I really, really believe in this journal and I really want to put out a good quality product that allows people to really open up and get vulnerable. So that is it for today's Mind Body Blueprint. I really want and really kind of I guess if you want to give this exercise a try, just give yourself 5 minutes, get a pen and a paper and think about a fear that you have that you think about constantly and write down what that fear makes you feel. Thank you all for listening to today's episode. I will talk to you all in the next one.